I want to bring in Tom Fitton right now. He is the president of Judicial Watch. Tom, thanks very much for weighing in here. We have a date, October 19th. Your thoughts?
Well, going back to the New York Times story, we're talking about what was going on in the Justice Department, and we can't separate that, Nellie Orr, jokes about recording the president or revoking the 25th Amendment, with the appointment of a special counsel. It was all part of the piece. It was all part of the discussion that was going on, talking about removing the president of the United States. And one of the options was appointing a special counsel. So now we have this Mueller special counsel that's harassing the president and doing as much damage to the presidency as any outrageous effort directly to remove him. It's hampering his ability to hire and fire people. It's hampering his ability to conduct foreign policy. And it's hampering his ability to monitor and take care of the corruption going on at the Justice Department and FBI.
It's interesting. Mark Penn is going to be joining us momentarily, and he wrote a great op-ed in The Hill this weekend. And in it, he writes about Rosenstein and his wry sense of humor. I understand that a lot of people say he's sarcastic, but in another one of his jokes, quote unquote, he appears to have quite the sense of humor. He raised turning the tables on Congress by reviewing the emails of members and staff who were there to gather information from the FBI. Oh, just kidding. Do you remember him saying that a couple of months ago when Devin Nunes demanded documents be sent to Congress as part of this investigation? And he said, well, maybe we should just turn the table and start looking at your communication. Just kidding.
Yeah, and was Mr. Rosenstein joking when he signed off on that dirty FISA spy warrant targeting the Trump team based on the Clinton DNC dossier that he's instrumental in withholding full information about from the American people? There's a real crisis here, but removing Rosenstein, removing Sessions, it doesn't get to the issue of the special counsel operation that would continue. And of course, if the president were to do anything like remove an official, he'd be subject to criminal investigation again. Look, this crowd thought he wasn't allowed to remove FBI Director Comey, and he went after one of his cronies for corruption, and the reaction was a special counsel. Now the Democrats are saying that if he removes Rosenstein, they're going to have more reason to impeach him. He needs to challenge the Mueller operation. He's being inhibited in his role as president. And if the Justice Department won't do it, or if he declines to do it directly, he should seek court relief.
Do you believe the American people will see those documents, will see the FISA warrant, so that the American people can clearly understand how they got a warrant to wiretap an American citizen based on unverified information?
We've already seen part of the warrants. I think we'll see the rest of the warrants. The question is when. The deep state's approach here is out of the page, is a page out of the Nixon handbook, which is the modified limited hangout. Let it come out slowly over a period of time, and hopefully people won't remember, and it gives the Mueller operation as much time as he needs to try to damage the president.
It's quite extraordinary when you consider all of the malfeasance on the other side, when we see how they wanted to stop Donald Trump badly from becoming president, and a cabal of individuals put their finger on the scale to change the course of an election because they just didn't like him. We need to see the evidence on how they came up with this idea that Donald Trump had anything to do with Russia meddling. And I just wonder if there is going to be any accountability here, Tom.
Well, Congress can do more. I appreciate they're pushing for the documents following Judicial Watch's lead on many of these issues, but they should bring in Mr. Mueller into Congress and ask him questions about not necessarily who's going to interview tomorrow, but how he was appointed, his conflicts of interest, why it is he can't find any Republicans or conservatives to work on his prosecution team. This special counsel is immune from scrutiny, and I'm just tired of talking about Bruce Orr. I want to talk about Mr. Mueller, who was using Bruce Orr's information to target and harass this president.
Well, they also are pressuring now around anything the president does related to the Supreme Court. They want to stop Brett Kavanaugh. Real quick, your thought on that. Will they be successful?
I don't think they will, although I think they're going to have to take some tough steps to cut this inquiry off or to shorten it. I think the idea that we need weeks of discussion to figure out what's up and down about these allegations is just as a result of poor leadership.
Tom, good to have you on the program. Thank you so much.
It can be figured out quickly.
Okay, we'll be watching this upcoming week where we could actually see them both testify on Thursday.